Detroit Pistons basketball, brought to you by Dumars, the complete sports outfitter. Our big names bring you in, our low prices bring you back. By Budweiser, Beechwood aged for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. By Renault and Jeep, official vehicles of the NBA. By the Michigan State Lottery, somebody's going to win, why not you? By your neighborhood Kentucky Fried Chicken. When it comes to chicken, we're in a league by ourselves. We do chicken right. By the Kelly Springfield Tire Company. Kelly Tires, a good deal on a great tire. And by True Value Hardware Stores. More than just a name, it's our way of doing business.
Detroit Pistons are up against a one-man wrecking crew, Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. Air Jordan has been absolutely unstoppable this year, averaging 38 points per game to lead the NBA in scoring. At one point this season, Michael posted 40 or more points 10 games in a row. Along with Jordan, the Bulls lineup includes second-year power forward Charles Oakley, who's been dominating the boards with 12 rebounds per game, the second-best average in the league. But the Bulls will have their hands full tonight against the streaking Pistons, who are closing in on the top spot in the Central Division. Live from Chicago, it's the Central Division battle, the Pistons and the Bulls.
Good evening, everybody, from tradition-rich Chicago Stadium. Welcome to Detroit Pistons basketball. This is George Blaha, and we're fortunate again tonight to have Coach Hubie Brown with us on our simulcast. And Hubie, you've come in to watch the Pistons at a very interesting time of the year. They've won all sorts of things, 4 in a row, 9 of 10, but a very interesting number, I think, is 6 out of 8 on the road.
Very big factor, George. And if you're going to get 50 wins and you're going to be a team to be reckoned with at playoff time, you must show the defense. The defense is there. The shot blocking ability and the fact that they are one of the top rebounding teams in basketball is what is making it all go.
You know, Coach, the Pistons got a win last night at home by just 1 over New Jersey, 129-128. Didn't play the greatest defense, didn't play the way they've been playing lately on defense, but another guy bailed him out, Vinnie Johnson, with 7 straight in the fourth. I know you liked him when you were with the Knicks, and I've always liked him as a Piston. What a night he had last night.
Well, here's how I look at Vinnie. Anytime that you have a player that can come off the bench and shoot 50%, then have the ability to get fouled where he shoots 80+%, he has to be like Captain Midnight of your second unit. He has carte blanche to shoot. He knows he's not coming out of the game. He has the green light, and he can bail out the young players that he's playing with. And Chuck, I think, milks him beautifully.
You know, he's not the only exciting player we're going to look at tonight. Michael Jordan on the Chicago club, and Isaiah coming back home for the Pistons.
Well, this is tough for Isaiah because he's not going to get as many shots as Jordan. You know, big stat. Michael Jordan has taken 500 more shots than the next second closest guy. That's 17 more shots a game next to his next closest competitor, Oakley. I don't think Isaiah has that going for him tonight.
Pistons held Michael Jordan to 33 in the first meeting of the year. Isaiah, incidentally, had 29 in that one. We'll be back with the starting lineups. And the shootout from Chicago featuring the Pistons and Michael Jordan and the Bulls in just a moment on the Pistons Basketball Network. Some local youngsters here in Chicago with a nice rousing rendition of our national anthem. Saturday night at Chicago Stadium. This is George Blaha. Very happy to have Hubie Brown back with us again tonight. And Coach, I think we're going to see a very interesting game tonight, and one that should be fun for the fans just because of Michael Jordan and Isaiah and some of the other stars that are in here.
Well, I can verify the fact that Michael Jordan is playing great basketball. I mean, he only had 40 against this one night and 50 the other. So that's the reason why I'm doing games with you, George.
He stopped in front of your bench one night, I know, and didn't even look at the hoop and drilled it at the horn. That had to be a killer of a loss.
Well, I think, you know, he's going through this situation where he was scoring 40 points a game almost every night out of the hopper. And I think the amazing part of it all is that he has the ability to beat the double and the triple team and take a shot that you can make. Now, there's an awful lot of people that get double teamed in this league, but they take a shot that they cannot make.
Here's a fellow who takes a lot of shots that he can make. The Pistons leader, two-time All-Star MVP Isaiah Thomas. Chuck Daly's top player. Sidney Green and Adrian Dantley and Bill Lambier and Joe Dumars join Isaiah Thomas in the starting five for Chuck. Ronnie Rothstein and Dick Versace are both here in Chicago tonight. I don't think Dick would miss a chance to come to Chicago anyway. Do you hear me?
I guess he had a very nice afternoon. Now, this is his area. Helped him build the program at Bradley. No doubt about it. Was a great high school coach here.
Earl Cureton, the ex-Piston, who came here when Sidney Green went to Detroit. Earl, not only a Piston, but a PSL player and a U of D star. I'm sure feeling a little bit extra pumped about playing against the Pistons. Charles Oakley joining Earl Cureton. And Brad Sellers up front.
Well, last night was the first night that they've played Sellers as a center. Now, a lot of people are looking at that and say, well, he's not big enough or strong enough. But last night in Boston, he had 14 points, a number of rebounds. And they're looking at this and saying, there's Doug Collins off to a good start. He has 7 new young players with this ball club. They're the 3rd youngest team in the league, and they're involved in an awful lot of close games. I think Doug is doing an excellent job.
John Paxson, ex of Notre Dame, joining Michael Jordan and Sellers and Oakley and Cureton. Earl Strom and Bernie Fryer are the officials here in Chicago tonight. Doug Collins and the Bulls against Chuck Daly and the Pistons in Chicago at the stadium. And Patrick Ewing, the NBA's Player of the Week, and the New York Knicks take on the Pistons next Wednesday at the Silverdome. Last season, injuries kept Ewing from his Detroit debut, but next Wednesday he will lead the Knicks into the Dome. And if you call 338-4500 during our simulcast tonight, you can order tickets for this one. 338-4500 is the number. Salespeople are on duty. Call now and get your tickets to see Ewing and the Knicks at the Dome. Here we go in Chicago. Pistons have won the only meeting between these two teams, 115-109 in November at the Silverdome. Sidney Green will jump the 7-foot rookie from Ohio State, Brad Sellers, to start the game. One of the league's best officials, Earl Strom's in charge. Sidney Green taps it to Lambier, who gives it up to Adrian Dantley. AD against Cureton, nearly lost it. Deep on the wing now to Isaiah, who dribbles outside against Paxson.
Oakley just caught Lambier with a forearm to the face. Right.
Dumars gets it on the wing and misses the shot. Lamb shook it off, but didn't come up with the offensive rebound. Oakley maybe he's trying to set some tone or something here, Hubie, but that's a nasty way to begin. Paxson outside for the Bulls over Isaiah, wide right with a 22-foot gun. Sidney Green controls for Isaiah. Pull up top of the key. He buried it.
Zeke was looking for that one as soon as he crossed half court. They had a 3-on-2 situation, and they gave him the jump shot.
Dumars trying to check Michael Jordan and really having a wrestling match with him, and he's finally caught by Earl Strom for the foul.
Well, right, what they're doing now during the month of December, this Chuck Daly, and let's face it, anytime that your ball club is having as good a year as Detroit is having, the coaching staff has an awful lot to do with this.
On the inbound, we get a foul on Jordan, an offensive foul. So it's tit for tat with Dumars and Michael.
Well, in the last month, they're posting Michael Jordan more so than they did at the beginning of the year. He was handling the ball more during the month of November and creating a lot of things. Now they're running him off the baseline and setting picks.
Paxson's trying to check Dumars. Joey runs him into a screen by Sid. Dishes topside to Dantley. Long set. Off the heel, no, to Jordan. Dumars falls, so it's 5-on-4. Jordan has lost his man. Down the lane, lays it in.
Well, anytime Michael's on the break, he has the ability to create an easy shot because of the strength and the jumping ability.
2-2, and Green goes hard to the hoop. Sidney misses against his former club, and Brad Sellers rebound. Midcourt's the outlet to Paxson. Paxson to the wing. Mid-post to Earl. Out to Paxson. Long gun, no. Rebound, Lambier.
Paxson has been playing extremely well. Shooting very, very good. Over 50% for Chicago since getting a starting job.
Pistons try to go inside with it. The Bulls swipe it. Back comes Chicago. Cureton wide left of the lane. Missed the gun. Rebound to Oakley.
The Pistons tonight, you really don't have to worry about Oakley and Cureton and a number of these guys, waiters, from a field goal percentage fact.
Jordan tried one from the wing and missed it. The tap didn't go by Sellers. Rebound Dantley. Adrian midcourts it to Isaiah. Isaiah starts the drive. He's out of control. Scoops and misses off the high glass. Oakley taps the board to Paxson. Up court to Jordan.
Well, Zeke stepped on Paxton's foot that time and stumbled. That's why Earl didn't call a foul.
Chicago has it in Oakley's hands. In the lane to Sellers. To the hoop on Lambier. Missed the shot through the foul.
See, what they have out there is Oakley, and you have Oakley and Cureton, who are not high percentage shooters. But now this young man right here, Sellers, is an offensive threat. Now he has a beautiful release. The young man can hit the jump shot facing the basket. We're looking at a guy as in his rookie year who shoots 48% from the field. And also, his biggest asset, he's an 83% foul shooter.
Got the first one. Scores on the second one. Chicago 4, the Pistons 2. Isaiah rushes to Dantley, posting mid on the right. Bounces back outside to Lambier. His fadeaway doesn't fall. Rebound to Oakley. John Paxson in midcourt.
It is Jordan on the post again. See, they're constantly running him into the box.
On the box, on the right. Got it, turned, and drilled it.
In our games, it's amazing how many times he turns to the baseline side. If he's on the right side facing the basket, he'll turn baseline for that shot.
Chicago 6 and the Pistons 2 on that shot by Jordan. Dumars tries to get it back, misses baseline left, followed by Sid Green. He scores it off the window.
Well, Dumars must contribute tonight. He's got to make Michael Jordan work at the defensive end of the floor. And they have to go to him to get a fatigue factor involved.
Paxson has it on the wing against Isaiah. Bounces inside to Earl, back to Paxson, topside Oakley. Long gun, got it.
Now Oakley can make the jumper now. That's not a surprise. He can hit that jumper 17, 18 feet.
8-4, and Isaiah misses, boarded by Oakley. To Paxson. Paxson goes right wing. Paxson bounces to Jordan. Nearly swiped by Isaiah, but he tapped it to Paxson, now to Sellers. Oakley wide of the lane. Starts the charge to the hoop. And he is either going to get an offensive foul or a travel.
Offensive foul.
It's an offensive foul.
Offensive foul. There was no place to go that time. Sidney Green didn't move his feet at all. Got beaten off the dribble. And then he just crashed in. Excellent defensive play by Dantley. See, Chuck Daly is really perturbed right now because everything's a perimeter jump shot, and he wants them to go strong inside. This is a good call right here.
Dantley's the guy to do it. Adrian comes inside, hits the hoop, and draws the foul.
Anytime that you reach a period where you go and the other team scores 8 or 10 points, you're not going down inside. And anytime that you get Dantley on a clear out like we just had, he's going to take you strong off the dribble. He's dynamite inside of 10 feet because he has all the head and shoulder fakes. And then once you foul him, he is outstanding on the line.
Nearly 82%, and he scored on that one and has 3. And the Pistons are within 1. It's 8-7. 7:38 to play first quarter. Paxson deep on the wing against Isaiah. Clock at 14. Comes top of the key. To Oakley left wing. Sideline left to Michael Jordan. Comes to the wing. Guns from 22. Got it. 10-7 Chicago. 7:15 to play first quarter. Lambier alone, top of the key, bounces in the lane to Dantley. Jump hook, low right, no. Tap Adrian, no. Rebound Oakley.
See, Chicago is switching everything down inside, and they have to start finding an easier shot.
Paxson missed from outside. Cureton tapped it up and in from inside.
Chicago's the 3rd best offensive rebounding team in this league.
They lead 12-7, but Lambier gets it back. Foul line extended left side. It's 12-9.
They've been able to get off to a good year. They're right around that 500 mark because of their rebounding. They're the #1 rebounding team in this league.
Sellers, top of the key for the Bulls. Buries it. 14-9 Chicago.
I'll tell you why I like Sellers in the lineup rather than Waiters. Waiters was absolutely no threat at all. All of a sudden, you have Brad Sellers in the lineup. You got another offensive gun.
I agree on both counts. He was almost less than no threat at all.
Right.
Isaiah just got it back from the baseline. It's 14-11. Isaiah has 4. Pistons down 3. 6 and 10 to play in the first. Sellers got a screen from Earl. Buried it right side. He can't shoot it. He has 6. It's 16-11.
See, what our fans have to remember is that Sellers started the season as a small forward, so they knew that he could shoot the basketball facing. He's not a strong post-up player. He's an excellent perimeter jump shooter.
Isaiah for the Pistons draws a 2-time in the paint, misses the shot, but he will go to the stripe. Chicago takes timeout. Isaiah is fouled by Paxson. 5:51 to play in the first. Bulls 16, Pistons 11. This is the Pistons Basketball Network. One way to get in all the excitement that the streaking Pistons are causing is by purchasing the best of the rest mini-season ticket plan. You get 10 individual games for only $139, and you'll get the March 14th Philadelphia game, Dr. J's last Detroit appearance before his retirement, absolutely free. Call the Pistons during our simulcast at 338-4500. That number, 338-4500. Ask for the best of the rest mini-season ticket plan. Isaiah shooting on the Paxson foul. Team foul, Chicago 2, the Pistons 2. Isaiah scores. Pistons are within 4. And he makes the next.
Right now, the poor perimeter game is showing, but Detroit 5 for 13 from the floor. But I think that's going to pick up because the shots are there.
Chicago goes to Jordan against Dumars. Hang glide, touch it.
Unfortunately, there is nothing you can do about that.
Well, you're right. If Hubie can't figure out something to do about it, nobody can. Lambier from the top, he gets it to drop on the Pistons, and it's 18-15 Chicago. When Dumars really works at it, too. Paxson on the right wing. Misfires. Rebound. Sid Green to Isaiah. Behind the back. Against Paxson. Whirls to the lane. Switches hands. Banks it. Lefty off the window. And then it's 18-17.
Zeke did a great job that time. He baited Paxson into going for the steal.
Sidney Green goes for the steal on the pass inside to Sellers. He swipes it to Dumars. Lambier to Dantley. Mid on the right against Oakley. Deep left wing Isaiah. Inside to Lambier, and Lamb didn't see it coming until too late out of bounds.
That was a good pass by Zeke. Lambier just apologized because he took his eyes off of the pass while he was trying to make body contact posting up.
4:42 to play in the first. Pistons down 1. Paxson wide of the lane for Chicago. Duncan, he got it.
I tell you, George, he's not going to miss that shot all night. You're talking about a guy that's shooting 50+%. That is his strong suit. But Zeke is trying to help back in there on Michael Jordan, who keeps posting up time after time after time against Joe Dumars.
So the shot will be there more often than not. Dumars from the wing for the Pistons gets a set to go, and it's 2019. Chicago inside to Jordan, posting on Dumars, whirls and scores. Jordan has a quick 10. Chicago leads 22-19. That's about as quiet a 10 as Michael Jordan can score, too.
Well, it's such a tough offensive set. See, Chicago Bulls are good in double teaming. They have excellent athletic quickness.
Isaiah leans to the lane, gets it back for the Pistons, and he has 10. 22-21. We do have a shootout going in Chicago between the superstars.
Yeah, but this pace is ideal for the Detroit Pistons.
Paxson on a drive and a scoop. It's blocked. Lambier pulls it away, but throws it away. Sellers in front of Dumars. Sellers to Paxson. Paxson to Jordan. Jordan jams. 24-21 Chicago.
Right now, the Pistons are a little sluggish. No zip into themselves as far as the defensive rotations, but I think it will pick up as we go along.
Isaiah heads for the corner against Paxson. Buried the shot, but long before that, Bernie Fryer had Paxson for his second foul, the Bulls' third.
Neither team has an advantage here, fans. Here's Vinnie Johnson coming in. Instant offense.
Paxson comes out, and Sedale Threatt over from Philadelphia in the Steve Coulter trade replaces him. Vinnie Johnson for Dumars for the Pistons. Isaiah to the lane. Dishes deep on the left side. Sid Green, power move, blocked by Sellers. Out of bounds, Pistons ball.
That was a strong move by Sidney, and he must continue to do that because Sellers does not have the body weight to keep him out of there. Delay a game that time. Sellers hit the ball out of Sidney Green's hands as he was standing out of bounds. On high school and college, that could be a technical foul.
Sidney does inbound it, and now Vinnie has it right of the lane. Made 7 straight in the 4th last night. Goes baseline, guns from there. He missed it. Off the iron to Oakley. For Jordan in forecourt. Jordan down the lane. Dipsy-do, and he missed a wild glasser. Comes away to Sellers. Put back, yes. Chicago by 5.
Well, for our fans, you must realize now the Pistons are an excellent rebounding team, but the Chicago Bulls are the #1 rebounding team in the NBA. That's the reason why they've been able to maintain a good record.
They've been strong tonight. Pistons take time. 2:36 to play in the first. Chicago 26, the Pistons 21. This is the Pistons Basketball Network. Back live in Chicago with 2:36 to play in the first quarter. The Pistons, who are off until Wednesday when the New York Knicks come to the Silverdome, trying to win their 5th straight. Vinny in the lane, bouncing on the baseline for Salley, who's on for Sid Green. John says he was hooked. That's why he didn't get there. No call, out of bounds. Chicago's ball. They lead by 5.
Yeah, but Vinny came off of that pick. And anytime you come off a pick, you should try to go at least 2 dribbles. That opens up a passing lane. Salley never had an opportunity to catch that with his eyes.
Jordan, right of the lane, leans on Vinny. Misses it off the window. Rebound, Sellers. Chicago continues to own the glass. To Threatt outside. A 2-pointer just inside the 3-point line goes. It's 28-21.
See, by adding Sedale Threatt and Sellers to your lineup, all of a sudden you have 2 extra guys that can hit the perimeter J for you. That creates problems because it allows the baby Bulls down inside that front line of their guys to get on the offensive glass.
Lob to Vinny in the corner. Nearly too tough for him. He gets closer against Jordan. Misses. Oakley rebound.
Vinny did not have control of the ball that time, George. The ball was rolling off the palm of his hand.
Jordan forces a super scoop, but he missed it. But Sellers again for the putback. 30-21, Chicago by 9.
Jordan's asking to come out of the game right now because of the fatigue factor.
Salley wide of the lane, has Threatt against him, so he'll hit the glasser.
Yeah, they're bringing Turner in for Michael Jordan right now. You're playing as many minutes as he's playing and taking as many shots and getting double and triple team. Let's face it, Judge, we're only 1/3 of the way through the season.
We're almost all the way through the first quarter, too. Oakley back from the wing for the Bulls, buries it. Chicago by 9 again, 32-23. Isaiah splitting the defense, driving on Threatt. High glass scoop, no. Rebound Isaiah, but he was standing out of bounds, says Earl Strong.
Tell you what I don't like so far. I don't see the offensive rebounding for the Pistons tonight. And there is definitely a sluggish foot from a defensive rotation at the opposite end. And then the cardinal sin, not blocking people off the offensive board.
All those things have been harmful so far. Elston Turner in the game, ex of Dallas and Denver, and he just got it down.
Now, I'll tell you why, George. This is a team that's only averaging 101 points a game. 101. They've already got 34.
And the Pistons wanted for a new feature on Pistons Simulcast, Pistons Playback, sponsored by the 3M Corporation. Pistons Playback, a look back at great Pistons players and accomplishments. Pistons Playback, brought to you by Kmart and Scotch Video Cassettes from 3M, worldwide sponsor of the 1988 Olympic Games. During the 1984-85 season, Isaiah Thomas dished out an amazing 1,123 assists, more than any player in league history. His 14 assists per game topped the previous record set by Kevin Porter in 1979 when he recorded 1,099 assists. After After a Piston 20-second timeout, Isaiah has it topside against Threatt. Bounces to Vinny, wide against Turner. Back to Isaiah. Screen from Salley. Isaiah dishes to Vinny, top of the key. Behind a foul line gun, got it. Vinny missed his first two, but now he has scored. It's 34-25.
Well, that's the first time he's been able to really square up and have a perfect release on his shot.
Last night's hero now in the book, and the Pistons are within 9. Chicago whips it around the outside. Turner deep right. Air ball gun out of bounds off Detroit. They have Gene Banks in the game with Oakley and Sellers.
It's a dangerous situation now. There's 1 second on the clock. 1 second.
They go to Oakley, deep left side, got the gun to go. What did you call that one? He hit the triple at the horn, and after one in Chicago, it's the Bulls 37 and the Pistons 25. This is the Pistons Basketball Network. TV 50 sports coverage continues Thursday, January 8th. With Red Wings hockey as the Wings take on the Boston Bruins. Join Mickey Redmond and Dave Strader for the Wings and Bruins Thursday, January 8th at 8 p.m. on TV 50, your choice for sports.
Well, it's second unit right now, George. And this is where Detroit must pick up the defensive intensity.
Rodman tries to do that outside, a near steal, but a save in backcourt by Turner. Salley in the pivot now in the absence of Rick Mahorn for the second unit. Rodman in for Dantley up front. But Oakley, who finished the first with a 3.
A little bit of inexperience there, Judge. There was only 3 seconds on the shot clock, and Salley did not close up on Oakley and let him get off that shot.
39-25. Vinny with a leaner left of the lane. Watch out, another miss and a Chicago rebound. Pistons are digging a hole here. Oakley gets it mid on the right from Threatt. Back outside, back to Oakley on the right wing. Long gun, got it, just inside the three-point line.
So he can make those. One game against us, he made 8 from outside early in the season. So, you know, we're talking from experience. Now, he might go 2 for 12, but he has those kind of nights. Now, he's off and running right now. He's at 4.
Vinny just got it down. Foul line extended for the Pistons to cut it to 41-27. 10:48 to play in the half. Vinny Johnson has 4. Oakley bouncing to Banks against Rodman, mid-post left. Banks, shoulder down, power to the lane, missed the shot. Corzine with a rebound, doesn't hold it. Sidney Green does to Dumars. They're 2-on-2. Dumars pulls up at the foul line for the gun, doesn't go. Rebound Corzine.
That time Oakley on that rebound took Dennis Rodman back into the stanchion with a body block.
Corzine has it top of the key. Now to Oakley, working against Salley. Threatt outside, clock at 7. Threatt over Dumars, yes.
There are nights like this when you're a coach on the road that there's nothing you can do about it because they're making every perimeter shot what you want them to do. You're not letting them get down inside, but they're burying everything.
And they lead 43-27. Vinny against Turner baseline. Double clutch. Now a dish in the lane for Sid Green. Fumbled away to Turner. The Threatt driving on Dumars. Lays it up. No, but he's fouled.
Very strong move that time by Sidell Threatt. This young man is blessed with a lot of talent. An awful lot of people don't realize he went to a small school in West Virginia State, and he led the nation in scoring. He has the ability to go strong to the basket, like we just had an opportunity to see on his drive, and he also is an outstanding outside shooter. People say, well, why would Philadelphia get rid of a guy like him? Well, if you're going to sign World Free, which they did, you already have Dr. J. There just aren't any minutes for him as the third second guard.
So they got another point guard in Steve Calder. Dumars, who got his second foul, comes out. Isaiah comes on. Stay tuned at the half for our new feature, Fast Break. Exciting highlights of Pistons players, plays, and games, and bloopers. Brought to you exclusively by Dunham's, the complete sports outfitter with 8 Detroit locations and Grand Rapids. Threatt got them both. Vinny Johnson wide of the lane, guns, and he got it.
That's the first time that they actually have gotten into good half-court offense.
Pistons will capitalize or try to on a Chicago turnover. They get the ball back. Vinny into Isaiah. Sid Green and Rodman and Salley on the floor with him. Isaiah down deep off to Rodman, missed the shot.
Rodman must dunk those. You don't want to put those off the glass. was a great pass by Isaiah. You must dunk the ball and try for the three-point play.
Threatt hook pass outside to Banks. Cureton is inside now. He's just come on. Banks with a drive, missed the shot, drew the foul.
That time I thought Sidney would have been better off if he attempted to block the shot rather than try to muscle a guy with his body. There was no defensive pressure on the release.
Gene Banks at the stripe, makes one. Seems like a lifetime ago that he was perhaps the best high school player in the country. Pretty good college player, in fact, very good, maybe not excellent, but been a journeyman in the pros. Banks makes one, misses one. Here come the Pistons with Lambier back in the game. Isaiah down the lane, misses a left-hand scoop, but draws a whistle from Earl Strom. Corzine got him. Isaiah back at the line. 8:59 to play in the half. Fast break will be fun tonight at the half, as we told you. You ought to stick around for that.
See, if you're coaching in this game right now, this is a nightmare for Chuck Daly. You're talking about a team that can't score a lot of points. The guy that usually takes all the shots is Michael Jordan. They only average 101 a game. We have 8 minutes to go, 8:50 to go in this quarter, and they already have 46.
Pistons just got one back. Isaiah split the pair. They're down 16. Jordan to the hoop, got it blocked. Salley away with it to Isaiah. It's 46-30 Chicago. Isaiah in the lane. Pull up gun, yes. Isaiah with 13.
Isaiah showed a possible behind-the-back pass that time to freeze the defense and open up the shot for himself. That was beautiful.
8.5 now to play in the half. Turner off to Jordan. Air Jordan to the hoop. Dishes for Cureton. Gets it back right of the lane against Salley. Goes baseline. Now to force and miss. Rebound Earl. Back up and a jump hook. Blocked by Salley to Vinny.
Big play.
Pistons 3-on-2. Vinny Johnson dishes to Rodman. Lays it up and in.
That was a nice staggered dribble by Vinny. Made the defensive player come to him and laid off a beautiful pass.
Chicago wants time in the middle of a Piston run. 8:07 to play in the half. Detroit within 12. 46-34. This is the Pistons Basketball Network. Wednesday at the Silverdome, when the Pistons host New York, we'll see a team led by the NBA's Player of the Week. Patrick Ewing will make his first ever visit to the Silverdome. Call right now at 338-4500 to order tickets. 338-4500 is the telephone number. The Pistons do have salespeople on duty. 7:58 to play first half in Chicago. Pistons have come back to within 12.
5 seconds on the shot clock.
Jordan handles it all the way to the lane. Fires with 3 on the clock. Fills it up and he's fouled. Salley over to make the foul.
When Jordan is on the left side of the floor, you must try to force him to the baseline. You cannot let him get into the lane because he's going to get every call. That's number one. And number two, because of his jumping ability, he's facing up and squaring to the board. But if you send him down to that baseline, the percentage of the shot decreases for him, and you just got to force him that way and hope to get rotation on the baseline.
That time, of course, he went to the lane and got 3 because he made the free throw. Back come the Pistons. Vinny with the leading gun right side. No. Hard to the floor went Lambier. Sellers with a rebound.
Well, Sellers pushed Lambier right in the small of the back.
Bulls go to Jordan. Misfires left wing. Turner with the board. Inside to Earl. Double pump fake. Jump hook. Blocked again by Salley. Corzine keeps the Pistons away from the rebound.
Well, Salley is starting to exert himself. I didn't see this in the Milwaukee game the other night, but I'm seeing it tonight. He's got 2 blocks, and he's been close 2 other times.
Chicago into Jordan. Misfires deep right. Rebound Vinny to Salley.
There
Salley
it is.
Off to Rodman. Rodman fumbled the pass. Turner takes it away to Sellers.
That was an open dunk.
7:05 to play in the half. Elston Turner working against Isaiah. Sellers, Corzine, and Cureton up front. Turner and Michael Jordan in the backcourt. Jordan against Vinny. Back to Turner outside against Isaiah. Deep left wing. Missed it. Rebound Vinny. Took it from Corzine. BJ across the timeline. To Salley down the lane. He'll try to jam. He hits it.
That's it. Nice job.
He was pushed back away from the dunk, but they fouled him to do it. And he'll go to the stripe.
That was nice. Yeah. This is a group that must take the ball strongly to the basket. We have Dantley replacing Rodman right now. Rodman was really out of sync that time, George, I thought, in his stint of 6 minutes.
He had missed some games. with that leg infection. Didn't play particularly well last night, although he did score 10 points. When you're as green as Dennis is, it's easy to get out of sync.
Oh, absolutely.
You miss some games.
Young players need to practice. They need to practice, and they need every game so that there isn't a letdown in their, how shall I say, their mental intensity.
Free throw went, and the Bulls missed on their end. Back comes Detroit. Isaiah wide of the lane, guns, and he got it. And now the Pistons are within 10. Vinny got on the ball, and Isaiah got the hoop. It's 49-39, 6:20 to play in the half. Corzine left wings to Cureton, way out of range. Behind a foul line working against Vinny. On the floor, draws a triple team, but from the lane, guns, and he got it.
See, when he's in the lane, when Michael's in the lane, he's absolutely murder because he squares up and elevates so high, the guys playing him all come down. He eventually gets a great shot.
Isaiah inside with a force for the Pistons. He got 2 back. It's 51-41. He has 17. Jordan has 17. Pistons down 10. Jordan right side. Jordan goes to the baseline against Vinny. Back to Sellers. Foul line. He finished to the lane. Shot blocked by Salley. Pulled down by Dantley.
See, Sally's got to go to the hole right now. See, it was there for him.
Adrian to Lambier. And the Pistons fumble it inside.
See, Salley made a beautiful shot block at one end of the floor. You could see the fast break opening up. But as he was coming down the left side of the line, instead of busting out where he would have got an uncontested layup, he ends up in a turnover situation.
And now the turnovers are 8-4 Detroit. 5 1/4 to play in the half. George Blaha and Hubie Brown in Chicago. With the Pistons and Bulls, Chicago by 10. Paxson back in the game, so's Oakley. Oakley has it wide left side. Missed the rainbow. Rebound comes out of bounds off Cureton. Pistons with it. Vinny and Isaiah, Salley and Dantley and Lambier.
There it is.
Dantley
Beautiful.
cherry picking all the way down to AD. Hesitates, then lays it in. Good timing. 51-43. 5 for Adrian.
You can see the fatigue, Joe. They don't want to play this pace. This is too fast a pace for them, for the Chicago Bulls. And Detroit has just got to keep pushing and pushing, but you must make it happen at the defensive end.
Paxson all alone on the wing, guns, and he got it. And it's Chicago by 10 again.
See, if we notice, what's happening here is every time there's a miss and Isaiah's pushing the ball in the middle of the floor, everything is a 3-on-2. There is no doubt about it. Detroit has numbers every time.
Isaiah now with 4,331 assists, one more than Dave Bing. He has the all-time Piston record. Needed 4 tonight, and he's over it. Dantley just scored inside.
Well, I tell you, Dantley just made a great turnaround half-hook shot, and he had 2 guys on top of him. He had to really adjust that shot.
4:20 to play in the half. Chicago by 10, or by 8 after that shot, 53-45. Jordan tries to shake and bake on Vinny, now leans and it's short.
Vinny did a great job putting his body. Here's a 3-on-1.
Salley rebounds to Isaiah, and he had a blind feed, and the guy there was Jordan to swipe it. For Sellers, to Michael, to Earl, under to Oakley, lays it in.
Michael Jordan is 6th in the league in steals, George, and that was a 3-on-1. He caught the fast break from behind for that interception. He's special. He's a special player.
Dantley cleared out against Cureton. Hook on the run as he went to the hoop. No rebound. Oakley threw it away. Salley intercepts. Back to the hole for a finger roll. He took Oakley down. Missed the shot. Foul. Salley.
Wow. That's youth. That's inexperience. That ball should have been passed off. They had a 2-on-1 under the basket. And if he makes the pass, we get the layup. Now, if you think about it in this quarter, this has happened 4 times now where we've had a turnover inside of 5 feet of the basket where we should have a layup.
Sellers from the baseline for Chicago. He shoots and he scores and he's fouled. Sellers has 12. He got the start tonight at center. Sidney Green will replace Salley. Dumars has replaced Vinny Johnson. Pro high for Sellers is 15.
Pistons' first unit is in there now, and they must start doing something from a defensive standpoint.
58-45 Chicago. The Coach Pistons go inside, and Dantley went to the hoop. Sidney Green went for the rebound, got caught by Oakley up the side of the head, and Oakley will get the foul.
See, every time that the ball goes into the low post, we're going to see a double team. It's been consistent throughout the entire game. Now, the foul came on a good offensive rebound, and then it was a forearm right to the face.
Lambier inside to Dantley, and Dantley throws it down.
I tell you, gorgeous pass that time by Billy Lambier. Beautiful dump down. One of the toughest things in the NBA is to get your centers to be good passers.
58-47 our score. Paxson right corner. Fires for Chicago. No. Dumars rebounds up for Isaiah. To the hoop on Paxson and Oakley. And Oakley hit him and stopped the shot. Cureton rebound. To Sellers, now to Paxson. Back to Sellers, top of the key. 2.5 to play in the half. Chicago by 11. Jordan, baseline right, buries it. Jordan has 19.
Very few athletes can make that turn on the baseline box and bank in a shot. That's really a difficult percentage bank in.
Pistons take timeout. 2:16 to play in the half. Chicago 60 and the Pistons 47. This is the Pistons Basketball Network.
Detroit Pistons basketball, brought to you in part by Elias Brothers Big Boy, Michigan's favorite restaurant, by J.C. Penney, your headquarters for Lee Corduroy jeans, and by Ameritech Pages Plus, the original Michigan Bell Yellow Pages.
He just missed a Piston basket by Isaiah Thomas, spinning to the hoop and scooping and scoring. It's now 60-49.
That time Isaiah Thomas was triple teamed, and the third guy was Michael Jordan.
Jordan back for Chicago, missed the turnaround Glasser, but the rebound comes away to Oakley, outside to Threatt. Oakley, wide of the lane. Oakley bangs away and buries it. 62-49. Oakley hasn't been too shabby, he has 15. Lambier, top of the key, got it from Isaiah, fired and filled it up. Billy has 6. Pistons down 11, 1:35 to play in the half. With the bounce mid-post to Jordan. Nice feed. Sellers in the lane. 10-foot gun, no. Followed by Cureton. No, he doesn't foul. Plays it off to Jordan, who scoops and misses, but he does draw the foul.
See, George, it's the offensive rebounding. Now, at halftime, it'll be interesting to see on that play. You know, we get them to take a forced shot. They take the forced shot. Bad percentage. The rebound comes off. We have inside position, but they're going up over the top of the back of the Detroit Pistons, and unfortunately they're pushing them underneath the backboard rather than the guys who have the inside position pushing them back out. And the Curetons and the Oakleys all play the same way. They use both hands in your low back. They keep pushing you and coming over the top of you.
Michael Jordan just got 2 at the line. When this one's over, we'll pick the Meyer Treasure Chest Piston player of the game. We'll get a gift certificate from the Meyer Treasure Chest Jewelry Store. Pistons find Dantley down deep, low left, up and in. 64-53. 1:10 to play in the half. Threatt coming across the timeline against Isaiah. Chuck Daly up and off the Piston bench. Trying to holler him back into it. Sellers. Jordan leaning to the hoop, missed the shot, but he drew the foul. It's on Dumars.
See, Michael's a great player. There's no doubt about it. He's electrifying. He has an outstanding athletic ability. But if the referee is going to allow Michael to post you up on a low box, you play behind him, and then allow Michael Jordan, when the ball is reversed to the top of the circle, to bang into you and push you back to the baseline, he's going to make a catch every single time. And unfortunately for Joe Dumars, that's what's happening. Now, I'm glad to see Chuck put Vinnie Johnson back in for one reason. Earl Strom was letting Vinnie Johnson body Michael Jordan and knock him around. Why? Veteran,
Sure.
Been in the playoffs. They're friends. You know, he probably had a few chuckles along the line. So let's see if Vinnie can do anything more than Joe is doing.
Jordan with the pair, and Isaiah back for the Pistons just hit the floor hard as he went in a spin move to the baseline. Threatt fouled him.
For all the young players who are watching this game, I hope they understand that they're watching a superstar double and triple teaming from the other side of the floor, Michael Jordan, on every single pass into the low box. That takes incredible energies to cover that far of ground.
Along with our player of the game, we'll select an unsung hero brought to you by Dumars, the complete sport outfitter. You'll get a gift certificate from Dunham's. Our big names bring you in. Our low prices bring you back. Isaiah, over his average tonight, he has 20, made the first, missed the second. Pistons down 11, 40 seconds to play in the half. Threatt to Jordan, right wing. Jordan over Vinny, got it. He was deep, but not too deep, 67-54. Isaiah right back. Goes to Green, high post, under to Lambier. High glasser good. And Bill Lambier looked like he turned his ankle.
Yep. Yes, he is.
He's limping back up the floor anyway. He had hurt his foot last night. 67-56, 18 points to play in the half. Lambier grimacing in pain. Shot clock at 10. Halftime clock at 12. Threatt outside against Isaiah. Now to Jordan against Vinny, left wing. Clock at 4. Jordan
that was
foul
a walk.
Clock at 3. Leans in, knocked away. He got it back, forced it. In and out. Rebound Lambier. There's the horn. It's the half in Chicago. Our score, the Chicago Bulls 67 and the Pistons 56. This is the Pistons Basketball Network. Along with Coach Hubie Brown, this is George Blaha in Chicago with the Pistons and the Bulls, and that means Michael Jordan and Isaiah Thomas. It's Chicago by 11 at the half, Coach. The Michael and Isaiah numbers are Michael Jordan 24 and Isaiah 20. 67-56, though, our score on the board. A lot of points to give Chicago.
Well, like I said, I don't like the pace. The pace is a good pace, but not a good pace defensively. There's no way that this team should score 67 points. And I think that the major problem are the defensive rebounding. We're not getting them. They are getting 8 or 9 second shots. And then the Pistons' inability to score with numbers on the fast break. 3-on-1, 3-on-2. We have at least 5 turnovers now inside of the paint that should be converted into layups.
I would guess, based on these two teams' track record, that this thing will tighten up before it's over.
Yeah, I think that what's happening is we have a lot of veteran players here, and they're looking at this and saying, you know what, we can turn it on. Unfortunately, some nights you can't turn it on, but let's hope that we see a great second half.
Yeah, you never know. Stay with us. Fast break. That exciting halftime feature from Dunham's is coming right up on the Pistons Basketball Network. Pistons trail here at the half, 67-56, and as Hubie Brown pointed out, they've been out-rebounded 27-17. Chicago's really hit the offensive glass.
Well, the offensive glass is 11-2, so that our fans understand something. The Pistons are shooting 56% to Chicago's 50, but they get 9 extra shots all off the glass, and that's a difference in the game.
And we have an 11-point difference in the game in the second half. We'll get underway in just a moment on the Pistons Basketball Network. We start the second half with Chicago in possession and in control. 67-56 at the Chicago Stadium. Paxson against Isaiah. Goes to Oakley topside against Lambier. Right of the lane, Michael Jordan. Vinny jumping through a screen. Alters the shot. It's a miss. Rebound tap by Lambier to Sid Green. Vinny Johnson starting the second half in place of Joe Dumars. Sidney Green, top of the key guns from there. Got it from there. Outside shooting by the big man helped Chicago in the first half. Sidney Green got a hoop back for Detroit.
All I want to see the Pistons do is take care of their defensive board. They're the #1 defensive rebounding team in basketball, and unfortunately, we just had a bad first half.
Chicago goes inside to Oakley, and Oakley is two-timed by Sid Green and Lambier, and Sidney gets the foul.
Well, the reason why Sidney Green is upset and Lambier is because Oakley caught Lambier in the face with a forearm and then hit Sidney Green before the shot. And naturally, when you're a player, all you're asking for is equal space. That's all.
Oakley's big enough to be nasty, and he's nasty some nights.
Well, he's one of the top rebounders in basketball, tied with Billy Lambier for the 4th leading rebounder in the league with Buck Williams at 11-9, and he already has 10 tonight at halftime.
Made one, missed one. 6'9", 245-pound Charles Oakley now has 16 points. 10-point Chicago lead. Pistons go to Dantley against Cureton. Low on the right. Wheels to the lane. Back to the baseline. Jump hook. Hit it. Pretty move.
Let me tell you, that was a great move. That was a spin move into the lane. Come back to the baseline with a hook. That's very difficult to do.
Adrian Dantley does that as well as anybody. Sellers outside for Chicago. Deep to Jordan. Knocked away by Vinny, but we're going to get a whistle.
That's okay. That was a good foul. Vinny was beaten that time. There was nothing he could do about it. When Michael stepped into the dotted line, he had Vinny pinned on his back, and it was going to be a two-pointer. So you might as well foul him and take the foul.
Just his first, team second. Jordan off a screen by Sellers, left side, misses. Rebound, chased down by Dantley. Adrian across the timeline on the left-hand dribble. Comes to the wing, leaves behind him for Isaiah, now gets it back. Pump fakes Cureton in the air, drives, he's short with a scoop though, and Oakley boards it to Jordan. Jordan's 1-on-4. Went to the baseline, it was knocked out of bounds. Pistons touched it last.
Well, Isaiah was looking for off the knee that time. We had a bad angle on that, George. I really couldn't tell if it was off his knee or not.
Sellers from the baseline to Jordan, outside to Oakley, behind him to Paxson. Chicago by 8. Sellers will try deep left side over Green, and he buried it.
You got to admit, new dimension here. Now, this young man's having a heck of a game. He's 6 for 8 from the field, along with 7 rebounds.
Kind of a new look Chicago Bulls team. Sidney Green inside for Detroit. Jump hooks it up and in. Jump hook facing 70-62. Pistons with an 8. Oakley doesn't rub Isaiah off Paxson, so Paxson gives it up to Oakley on the wing, gets it back top of the key, goes right side Sellers, pump fake, outside Paxson, deep left side Jordan, triple try, in and out, rebound Sid Green. Taking care of the defensive boards that time. Pistons with an 8. Johnson, pull up gun, nope, just behind the foul line, rebound Oakley. Chicago by 8. We have 9:20 to play in the third. Oakley with a pump fake on Lambeer, left wing to Sellers. Sellers guns, and he got it.
See, Sidney is just walking right into the pick. Now, the last time down, he pushed the pick. That time, he picked himself. And he's got to get up on this kid. This young man is having a great shooting night.
Pistons go to Vinny Johnson, their shooter, and Vinny misses again. 72-62, Chicago boards. Sellers to Jordan. Jordan to the hoop. And he was fouled by Dantley. I don't know if Adrian got any more than basketball, but he did reach in.
Brad Sellers is having a great night. He's 7 for 10 from the field. I mean, 7 for 9 from the field. Doing an excellent job rebounding. Here we have Michael Jordan. I'm going to give you a great stat for our fans. Michael Jordan is second in the league in foul shot attempts. He is only second to Moses Malone. And we're only talking about less than 5 attempts.
And Moses has almost all of his game, as you know, inside. Jordan got the free throws.
They could have called them on his own that time. They definitely did not rotate back to where they had to.
Dantley off to Sid Green. Sidney Green lost the shot in the air, scrambled for it, picked up midcourt Oakley. To Paxson, triple try, deep right. Nope. Cureton lost the rebound. Dantley comes away with it. Adrian to Isaiah midcourt. Isaiah at the foul line, down the lane. Oh, he hit as he tried to scoop.
Oh,
missed the shot, but Green slammed it through.
What a great pass that was. He used the rocker move at the foul line, froze 2 guys, took the big step right by him, and delivered a sensational pass.
Chicago with a bad shot. Might have been an alley-oop try. Comes Detroit. Isaiah down the lane, draws contact on a scoop. He's hit and fouled by Paxson.
Zeke is doing a little showtime for the neighborhood. As he's coming down on the break, Zeke goes through the legs and is going for the little wraparound hook shot. But, naturally, if you're the defensive player, you don't want to be embarrassed. You've been embarrassed once already. Why be twice? So let's foul this guy.
Play before he got hit hard. I thought he was trying to shoot instead of pass. But he got it to Sid Green, as you said. Got it right down. Isaiah missed the free throw. Among the Piston fans here tonight, David Wolf and Eric Gold from Southfield. And my old buddy from Notre Dame, Art Meir from Dearborn, Sacred Heart.
See, in the first half, John Salley, who has just replaced Sidney Green, gave the team a little defensive spurt. He had 4 block shots in that second quarter.
Isaiah got 1, 74-65. Here comes Chicago with a 9-point lead.
I tell you, Vinny is doing an excellent job on Michael Jordan.
Oakley just missed a set. Sellers with a rebound, baseline against Salley. Off to Jordan, back to Sellers. Nobody home but Brad, and he jammed. 76-65. Chicago keeps control.
See, if you let Michael get into the lane, he's such an unselfish player, he'll find the free guy on the baseline.
Isaiah has it outside against Paxson. Goes to Vinny up the lane. Jordan picked off of the screen, but Vinny misfires. Cureton rebounds to Paxson. Paxson, Cureton, Sellers now wide left of the lane. Into the paint to Michael Jordan. Through the hole, up and in. Michael Jordan with 28 points. We have nearly 7 to play in the third. Isaiah back to it for the Pistons. Scoops, and he scores.
We have just seen 2 superstars go end-to-end with spectacular athletic moves.
Wow.
That separates them from the other people at their positions.
We're talking about more than a cut above. 6.5 to play in the third. Chicago by 11. Cureton feeding inside for Paxson, going backdoor. Paxson drew the Isaiah foul that stopped the shot.
That was unfortunate because Salley had the block all the way, but Zeke did foul him.
Chicago takes time. 6:29 to play in the third. They lead by 11. This is the Pistons Basketball Network. Tickets for sale tonight, including tickets for the Pistons-Knicks battle next Wednesday. Patrick Ewing will make his first Silverdome appearance. 338-4500 is the number to call. Pistons do have salespeople on duty. We talked this afternoon, Hubie, about players in the league that fans come out especially to see, and Isaiah and Michael Jordan are a couple of them. Could Patrick Ewing ever be one of those guys?
Well, it hasn't been demonstrated yet, and I think it's mainly because of the fact that he's been injured so much. Last year, people failed to remember that he only played 51 games and missed 31. And the other factor is that he was playing with 6 Continental League players because of all of the injuries. So he's never been able to be on a team that's won a lot of games. That would help.
Ballyhood coming in, but so far it's wait and see, although he has had some spectacular games of late and did get the Player of the Week award. Knicks and Patrick Ewing in next week. Chicago got a couple of free throws. They now lead 80-67. Back up the Pistons. Inside for Lambeer. Got it jammed by Jordan, but Jordan fouled him.
Oh, he's uptight about this one because, once again, Michael Jordan comes from nowhere to make the double team block on a guy that is naturally not guarded by him. But I think what our fans should zero in on right now is something which I've been watching all along, and that is the outstanding job that Earl Cureton is doing on Adrian Dantley, preventing him from catching the ball. And it's all happening on the low baseline area as Adrian is moving from side to side and coming off picks. So every time you get a chance out there, try to zero in off the ball. Try not to watch the ball. You'll see a 6'9" guy really battling a 6'5" guy for position.
Cureton, of course, the ex-Piston. Lambeer gets 2 free throws and has 10. 80-69 alley-oop for Sellers from Earl. Sellers jams.
See, that
Earl
time
made the perfect pass.
That time Salley was, you know, you can't blame Salley. He was back picked by Joe Dumars, man. Joe Dumars did not help him out.
Dumars on the backcourt with Vinny. Dantley goes to the hoop, hitting the gun on the run. Adrian has 15, 82-71 our score.
See, once Adrian makes the catch down in that area, he's extremely dangerous because of all of his moves. But so you have to try to work and stop him from getting the ball.
Chicago has it in Jordan's hands. The gun from the foul line, no. Rebound, saved by Salley for AD to Dumars. Joey D up the right side. Nice to have you with us on our simulcast tonight. Dantley now has it on the wing. Thinking about a set over Earl. Now he shoots it. Short. Rebound Oakley. To Paxson. Oakley, lobbing it inside for Earl. Hit the iron, came back to Paxson, back inside for Cureton. They didn't reset the shot clock. Earl Strom caught that.
Well, Doug Collins, the people we all had a chance to see. Doug showing a little bit of frustration. It was a lob pass. The player was open underneath the rim looking for the lob, and unfortunately the ball hit the rim.
Doug Collins, Will Robinson's protege out of Illinois State. Youngest coach in the league at 35. Jordan missed it from the wing off the iron to Vinny. Pistons down 11. 4:40 to play third quarter. Lampier left wing, misfires, rebound Jordan.
Say, we've been going up and down here now for about 2 minutes and not much is happening. There's been an awful lot of shots taken there, but nothing's going down.
Doug Collins called a play, and Chicago plays half court.
Pick and roll high now.
Penetration by Jordan. Dish it on the wing to Paxson. Missed the shot. Rebound Dumars way up for Vinny. He may have to save it. He does, and Paxson's there to take the save pass. Paxson to Sellers. Right of the lane. Guns got it.
See, the reason why he's going to cause people a lot of trouble, he's being played by centers. He takes them away from the basket. The people don't want to go out that far when you're 7 feet.
He
But
has
that's his
23
strength.
points.
Oh, he's playing an outstanding game.
Pistons need a timeout. They'll take it. 84-71 the score. 3:59 to play in the third. This is the Pistons basketball. Next Wednesday, when the Pistons host the Knicks, Schick and the Pistons will give out free travel kits for Pistons fans. The first 11,000 21 and older get a Pistons travel kit, compliments of Schick and the Pistons. Just under 4 minutes to play third quarter. Pistons down 13 in Chicago. Dumars goes to Dantley. Shot blocked by Earl. AD gets it back. AD leaning toward the hoop, drew the foul.
See, that time we freed Dantley on the baseline with a pick by a guard looking for a possible switch. But I'll tell you, you know, when you have Sellers, Cureton, and Oakley in there, you have active big people who are all shot blockers. So they are disrupting the flow and the shot attempt.
Oh, yeah. Adrian and Rodman and Salley and Dumars and Isaiah on the floor. Dumars right wing. Joey D loops to Dantley, low right. He is two-time. Back to Dumars on the wing. Three for the gun. It doesn't go. Rebound Oakley. Oakley, Cureton, Sellers, Sedale, Threatt, and Jordan for Doug Collins and the Bulls. They lead 84-71. 3:20 to go. Third quarter. Jordan inside, slapped away by Dumars, picked up by Jordan, went to the hoop, was fouled to the floor, missed the shot.
Michael Jordan is just so strong physically with incredible hands, and then if he's not the best, he has to be in the top 2 or 3 players in all of basketball at splitting the double and triple team. Now, he made that look so easy because of his physical strength and his incredible jumping ability, and then the ability to adjust the shot on the release. And he makes it look so simple that you say, my God, they're not even playing him down in there. They are working as hard as they can work on Michael, but once again, superstar quality.
Nearly an 84% free throw shooter, as you pointed out earlier. He's only missed one tonight, got both that trip, and has 30 points. Chicago 86, the Pistons 71, 3:10 to play third quarter. Dumars to Isaiah, pump fake, goes baseline on Threatt, spins back to the lane, double clutch gun, no. And now we got a whistle on a loose ball foul on the scramble for the rebound, I believe.
Two-shot foul. They got Sedale's Threatt over the back when Zeke adjusted that shot. We had Michael Jordan hitting the floor that time, but Sedale was quick. See, I like the addition here of Sedale Threatt. I think that's a good move, not only for the Chicago Bulls, but also for Sedale's career.
Sure.
No doubt about it.
Isaiah goes to the stripe, trying to get into a lead, and he makes the first. Got them both.
We need a strong defensive run here for about 3 minutes. Get this thing back together.
86-73. 3 minutes to play third quarter. Let's see if the Pistons can do it. Banks in the game now for Chicago. So is Elston Turner with Threatt and Oakley and Sellers. Pistons knock it out of bounds. 11 on the shot clock. Banks baseline left on the wing to Oakley, outside to Threatt. Sedale Threatt to Oakley on the wing against Salley. Clock is down to 5. Threatt outside, clock at 4. Down the lane, scoop, score. Pretty play by Sedale Threatt. He has 8. It's 88-73. 2.5 to play in the third. Isaiah gets from Dumars, starts down the lane, stripped by Threatt, but Dantley got it back. Adrian fights for it back near the timeline. Dishes to Rodman. Rodman to the hoop, guns on the run, and he got it.
That was a nice
75.
pass. Nice pass by Adrian. Adrian really found the man who was cutting to the hole that time at the top of the circle.
Threatt to forecourt with Isaiah on him. Now we have 2:05 to play in the third. 12 on the Chicago shot clock. Turner outside against Dumars. To Threatt behind the foul line. Threatt down deep to Sellers, and Sellers walked. Let's pause 10 for an ID on the Pistons Basketball Network.
You're watching WKBD TV 50 Detroit.
Back to the action. Dumars top of the key, guns, and he got it just inside the three-point line. Only 4 though for Joe. 88-77.
See, at the top of the show we said that Joe must get involved, and unfortunately he has not been able to get into the flow. And a lot of nights you're working, but you're just not open.
He is certainly not a non-shooter. Turner from the baseline for Chicago misses. Banks rebounds, double pump fake. Did he draw the bump first, or did he travel first?
Yeah.
Now, the third one was a charm. Jump ball was going to be my other choice.
We had a number of things, A, B, or C. We definitely have a travel. We have a pump fake. We have a travel. We have a possible foul. We have maybe a shot block, but we end up with a jump ball.
Rodman and Banks. Rodman can sky, and he taps it easily to Isaiah. Pistons down 11. Important trip, really, to Salley. Powers inside, up with a shot, and it bangs off the heel of Sellers. Tough miss. 1:09 to go in the third. Bulls 88, Pistons 77. Chicago to Banks. Banks to Turner, baseline left. High post now to Sellers, fires and fills it. What a night for Sellers. He has 25. And we still have a minute to play in the third. It's 90-77.
Sometimes you're amazed and you say, like, where was this guy? You know, where has he been?
Isaiah behind the back bounce to Salley on the baseline. Shot blocked out of bounds. Chuck Daly knows he has a tough quarter to go if he wants to make it 7 of his last 9 on the road. Sitting next to him, Dick Forsythe. Ronnie Rothstein, the other assistant, also here, of course. 40 seconds to play, third quarter. Dantley on the way. 2 on the clock. Dantley forces, got some iron, no net. Rebound, Threatt. Threatt driving. Threatt in the paint. Brings it back outside. 25 seconds to play in the quarter. 15 on the clock. Threatt top of the key. Tries over Isaiah. No. Sellers easily with a jump hook, put back off the window, though. 92-77 Chicago.
14 seconds.
I think the Pistons could use a hoop. We're now inside 10 seconds to play in the third. Now we're inside 5. Isaiah, triple from the top. It's through. He got it to drop. With 2 seconds to play in the third. Pistons needed 2, and 3 was even better. After 3 in Chicago, the Bulls 92, the Pistons 80 on the Pistons Basketball Network. Arbor Drug Stores and the Observer eccentric newspapers are teaming up to give you a chance to be an honorary Pistons photographer. There'll be 12 winners. They get a pregame dinner with coaches and 4 tickets to the game. And they get a chance to win a trip to an '87 NBA championship game. For details and entry forms, stop by any Arbor Drug Store or look for ads in the Observer eccentric newspapers. My thanks to Earl Strom for holding up the start of the fourth quarter just a moment, so we can let you know about that upcoming Piston promotion. Chicago by 12. Isaiah gets from Dumars. Dishes it deep to Rodman, lays it up and in.
Beautiful wraparound pass by Isaiah. Every time Isaiah comes off a curl, the big man is stepping out to help, and Isaiah is definitely picking out the low post roll guy. Beautiful.
Turner for Chicago. Looking low for Cureton. Got it to him, got it back. Now to Banks, now to Threatt. Now to Turner, foul line extended. Goes mid-post for the high glass gun. No, rebound, Sidney Green. All right, the Pistons with Sidney and Dantley and Rodman and Isaiah and Dumars out there with 11:15 to go can get this thing inside 10 this trip. Dumars with a bounce for Dantley. It was wide, and Banks took it away for Threatt. Back to Gene Banks. Out of Corzine, who's out in the middle for Chicago. The Banks mid-post right, hit the Glasser. Chicago by 12. So instead of cutting it to 8, the Pistons have fallen back by a dozen with 10:45 to go in Chicago. Sidney Green left wing to Rodman outside. Rodman comes foul line on Earl. Guns from there, nope, and Corzine boards it. To Turner. That's Sedale Threatt, top of the key. Corzine right of the lane. Feeding it inside, it is dropped out of bounds.
We just had a collision at the other end of the floor where Rodman really nailed Gene Banks, and Banks is really quite upset about it.
Well, watch. Dumars from outside with a feathery jump shot that falls. 94-84, Pistons back to within 10.
Have to make a run right now.
I agree.
Pick up 2 quick baskets in here, and all of a sudden you have a great game.
Threatt behind the foul line, missed it. Who will get the rebound? Corzine will, outside to Banks. To Threatt, right of the lane. Top side, Gene Banks. Rainbows, and it goes.
Second shots have killed us all night long.
96-84, Chicago by 12 again. 9:44 to go. Dantley with an outside shot. Got it for the Pistons. He has 17. 10-point game again. Gene Banks playing outside against Dantley. Gives it up to Turner. Right of the lane. Got it. Turner's not the world's best shooter, but he got those 2 and has 4, and it's a 12-point game again.
Well, what's interesting is this group off the bench only scored 9 points in the first half, but they're on fire right now.
Isaiah down the lane, hook on the run, and he hit it. The Pistons get it back, and it's 10 again. Isaiah has 30.
Isaiah made that look so easy, so easy. He read the defensive man perfectly and just continued on his way.
Chicago, without Jordan on the floor, goes to Banks right of the lane. He will square up, send it, and score it over Dantley. 100-88, Banks has 7.
This unit is on fire, like they say. They cannot miss an open jumper.
8:40 left, Chicago by 12. Dumars, Dantley, top of the key. Pistons really can't afford any misses. Dantley, the 360 down the lane, hit it on the run and drew the foul. Banks got him.
Adrian has made 2 beautiful moves off a spin, and he did it. Here we have Michael Jordan coming back into the game, replacing Sedale Threatt.
Paxson also in the game.
Adrian does that move as well as anybody in basketball. Puts it down with his left hand, gets into the lane, and then gives you a full reverse coming back.
Lambeer for Rodman for the Pistons. Adrian at the line. Makes.
Through his career, he's always been able to get on the line. He's averaging 8+ a game this year. Attempts during the course of a night. So even if you have a bad shooting game, you still can score.
Back come the Bulls with a 9-point lead. Paxson feeds inside and draws a Piston foul. It is on Dumars. And Michael Jordan will go back to the free throw line.
The toughest thing when you play the Bulls is that when you are in a close game. Now, this is a team that's involved in so many close. They have lost 6 by 3 or less, and they have lost 10 by 7 or less. Incredible stats for a young ball club.
So, if you can get it close, maybe you can get him thinking. Jordan made them both, though. Back come the Pistons down 11. Isaiah penetrates, got it bashed away, and out of bounds.
See, if they're close in a game, George, your problem is that he has the ability not only to make the shot, but to create the foul and get on the line and hurt you.
Pistons all the way around to Isaiah, baseline left, and he threw it up and in. 102-93.
You know what's beautiful about that? Before the game today, he was practicing that shot, the high arc coming in from the corner.
And Isaiah just played the passing and a Banks to Paxson pass, stole it, drove, tried to protect the ball with his body, got too deep, and the scoop hit the underside of the iron. Rebound Chicago. Jordan scoops on the other end and scores.
Reverse English with a left-handed scoop. Most guys couldn't control that, never mind put reverse spin on it.
Pistons go inside on an alley-oop to Sid Green. He drew the foul. It is on Cureton. 104-93, Chicago leads.
Isaiah played the passing lane extremely well, but as he drove to the basket, he was trying to get the three-point play, and unfortunately for him, he drifted under. And if you take this play back earlier into the rest of the game, we are just having all kinds of trouble scoring in the paint.
104-94. Now Sid Green did make the first. 7:32 to go. Pistons on Friday the 16th host the Houston Rockets, and the first 4,000 youngsters 14 and under get a free Pistons gym bag. Compliments of Elias brothers. Sidney Green makes the free throw. 7 1/4 to go. Pistons down 9.
That was a brutal pick by Oakley.
Jordan against the double team, leaves into Lambeer, and Sid Green and scoops and scores. He has 36. 106-95, 7:10 to go. Dumars tries a three from the top, but it's through. Dumars with a triple. He has 9. And that helps. It's 106-98.
Plenty of time.
6:55 to go.
It's nice to see Dumars coming to the front now.
Michael Jordan with a baseline move for Chicago. He is bumped out of bounds. We get a whistle and a Pistons foul. It's on Sid Green. Chicago takes timeout. 6:49 left. They lead 106-98. This is the Pistons basketball network. Among the Piston fans here, Bob Brown from Troy and Linda Walsh from Novi, and Mary Morgan, daughter of Bill Morgan from Elias Brothers, saw Bill and Tony Michaels last night watching that Penn State game at the main event. Incidentally, speaking of Penn State, happy 40th birthday to my buddy Jack Callahan, a Penn State graduate. Boy, those people had to love that win last night, Hubie.
That was great football. To have the national championship decided down there that close on one big play was just sensational. I tell you, Chuck Daly and Sidney Green are really upset here. This is what we've been talking about all night long. It's difficult enough to guard Michael Jordan, but when he goes baseline, is behind the backboard, is not attempting a shot, you foul him, you're not in the penalty, they're going to take it out on the side, and the referee puts the guy on the line shooting 2. It's not fair. You see, that's exasperation.
Yes.
Because you know why? It's an 8-point game. Instead of them taking it out, he shoots 2, now it's 10 again.
It is 10, 108-98. 6:40 left. Dumars down the lane with a drive, hit the shot off the window, and he's fouled. Joey D comes alive.
He is, and let's face it, this is his 3rd three-pointer, 2 from the top of the circle, and this a beautiful drive to the basket with the gyration. The call was made as he passed the foul line area, and he knew it. That's why he didn't take the extra dribble.
Jordan just got his 4th foul. Dumars misses, rebound Jordan.
You're not going to bet that he's fouling out, are you?
No chance. Although I don't know, Earl's pretty good road referee. Earl Strom's not afraid to sit him down, I don't think.
This is a big possession here.
Jordan penetrates, dishes to Banks, contact, foul.
See, that was frustration. They did a great job, the Pistons, double teaming Michael, but he makes the great pass on the baseline to a player moving without the ball. The old story, when the defense turns its head, always move without the ball, and we saw a perfect example of that right there. You play with an unselfish player, he gets you to pass every time.
4th foul on Sidney Green against Banks. Banks at the line makes the first. 109-100 Chicago. Plenty of time left, though. 6:24 to go.
I was going to say the same thing, Judge. They still can do it. Must come at the defensive end.
Banks made them both, 110-100. Here come the Pistons. Dumars against Jordan. To Isaiah up top side against Paxson. In the paint to Sid Green. Wheels to the box on the right. Throws it up and in. The mid-post gun by Sid Green makes it 110-102. 6 minutes minutes to go. Pistons down 8. Bulls ball in Chicago.
They're bringing Michael Jordan off 2 picks.
He gets it baseline left.
Now you see that?
And Screen's going to get a block.
It's still not the penalty, but you know what's sad about that? That was a staggered pick, and the guy playing got absolutely annihilated trying to get to him. And then to have that kind of a foul called, it's really tough.
Bulls ball, Oakley outside. Jordan wide left to the lane, sends it, misses it. Rebound Isaiah. Isaiah, foul line against Paxson, and he's going to get the offensive foul from Bernie Fryer. He hadn't blown his whistle in about 5 minutes.
Oh, I tell you, that's heartbreaking. That is a heartbreaking call. When Isaiah came down and made his crossover, okay, we have Paxson was definitely moving. If you're going to take the charge, you have to have your feet there.
Paxson dishes to Banks as the Bulls come back with the ball after Isaiah's offensive foul is third. Oakley high left over Sidney Green. Missed it, rebound Isaiah. Way up for Sidney, driving on Oakley. Pump fake, dunks, and he is fouled.
I'll tell you what, we just got a break there.
I think he shuffled his feet.
He definitely, all right. He definitely walked. But Earl's going to tell you that he was fouled, and that forced him to walk.
Timeout with 5:10 to go. Chicago takes it. The Pistons have cut it to 6, 110, 104. This is the Pistons Basketball Network.
Detroit Pistons basketball, brought to you in part by J.C. Penney, your headquarters for Lee corduroy jeans, by Elias Brothers Big Boy, Michigan's favorite restaurant, and by Michigan National Bank. Live for today, earn for tomorrow. The smart money is with us.
Back to the action before 15,413 screaming Chicago Bulls fans, and Sidney Green has missed the free throw. 5 minutes left, Pistons down 6. Banks top of the key. Foul line to Jordan against Salley. Jordan right side, high glass gun, hangs and the heel doesn't drop. Rebound to John. Banks is going to get the foul.
That's a penalty.
Earl Strom was going to make that call no matter what Bernie Fryer was going to say. But I think Bernie had the call the same way. For the most up-to-date scores anywhere, anytime, call Sports Phone 1-976-1313. Whether it's pro or college, Sports Phone is your best source for scores and sports news. Calls just 50 cents. Call now, 1-976-1313. The NBA scoreboard with Jim Brumfield follows on the radio side of our simulcast in Detroit. A lot of scores there, too. One score for you. Atlanta beat the Knicks bad, 114-92. Green made the first free throw. Here's the second. Missed it. Rebound Oakley. Pistons down just 5. 4:48 left. Chicago getting into a tight game again, Hubie.
Yeah, they're looking, the play down before, they were looking at that back pick for Sellers again, and then in the one-on-one for Michael Jordan. Now we have him at the top.
Against Salley. Shot clock 7. Comes foul line. Clock 5. Still with it. The clock at 4. Deep right wing Banks. Clock at 2. He will force over Dumars. Air ball. Shot clock should have gone off.
Ball did not hit the rim.
Chicago tries again. Oakley. Banks at the foul line. Spinning down the lane. Right hand. Got it. And Isaiah went flying.
Mighty. Chuck Daly is going berserk right now, mainly because there was no place for Banks to go. He dropped his shoulder and just ran right over Zeke. And you can't say it was the unwritten rule where he's under the basket because he hit him out at the dotted line.
112-105. Chicago by 7. Dantley to the lane against the double team. Dishes for Salley. Goes to the hole. Finger rolls and he filled it. Long, tall John made it 112-107.
Strong move. This is an interesting move by Chuck Daly, putting Salley on Michael Jordan. Because of his size, he has the ability to stay away from and force him, to take the outside shot.
Got trapped on the baseline, couldn't shoot out to Paxson. Now high post left side. Sellers banged by Dumars, and Sellers got hit and fouled, says Earl Strom. And the Pistons will take timeout. 3:22 left. They're down just 5. It is 112-107. This is the Pistons basketball. Call 338-4500 during the rest of our simulcast tonight and order some tickets to see the New York Knicks and Patrick Ewing at the Silverdome on Wednesday. Believe it or not, and Hubie Brown will believe it, it's Patrick Ewing's first visit to Detroit. He was so injury-prone last year. Sellers at the stripe. The Dumars foul. Well, he bricked that one.
From now to the end, both teams are in the penalty. Sellers did a very smart thing. As soon as he was fouled, you know, not knowing whether they were in a penalty or not, he made sure he got the shot off.
Missed the second. Sidney Green tapped the rebound away but didn't control it. Did Oakley bump him?
You know, it's been that kind of a night, George.
Out of bounds, Chicago.
The ball is just bouncing in the wrong direction, and even when we do get underneath and have an opportunity to rebound, something strange happens.
Isaiah nearly steals out front, gets up off the floor. Paxson hooks it inside for Banks. Salley takes it away.
Great
Isaiah.
Defense. Great defense.
Now to Dumars, right wing. Dumars at the foul line, down the lane, left-hand scoop off the iron to Dantley. Doesn't control, but Banks lost it out of bounds.
I tell you, Gene Banks just gave some defensive effort that time to get his hand on that ball, or Adrian Dantley had a possible layup.
112-107. Pistons want a 20-second timeout with 2:59 to go. And next Wednesday, January 7th, we want to remind you again that Patrick Ewing and the Knicks invade the Silverdome. First visit to the Dome Wednesday, January 7th. Call 338-4500 now to order tickets. And now that we're back to basketball, 2:59 to go. 112-107. Pistons down 5 with the ball and a fresh 24. Green to Dantley, low left to Salley at the foul line. Spinning to the lane, turns and guns. Got it. John Salley with a huge hoop there. He has 9. The Pistons are within 3. 2:40 left. And now Chicago's going to be thinking just a little bit. Pistons have won 9 of 10, 15 of 18, and 4 in a row. Jordan with a drive. Jordan is 3 times and fouled. Earl Strom blows the whistle.
See, once Michael Jordan gets into the lane, it doesn't make a bit of difference whether or not it was a charge, whether or not it was, like, he's going to the line. He's going to the line. And it's too bad because Chuck Daly and Earl Strom are going at one another right now. But it's like we said at the top of the show. Michael Jordan has the ability to get every call because he plays so hard, because he also is an unselfish player. You're going to get that, and it's been the history of the NBA.
Dantley fouled him, or so they say. His second. Jordan made them both. 114-109.
You know, this is a little grappling here between Oakley and Sidney Green.
They're still bumping all the way down the floor.
That's right. And I'm glad that Earl stepped in.
In between.
Well, Oakley has cheap-shotted about 5 guys here tonight. It's happened all night long, and it's about time that he's separating them. Now, I don't want our fans to say, you know what, Hubie's really on these guys about the fact that the Pistons aren't getting all the calls. I'll tell you one thing, when I do games, I think I'm pretty, and I just can't believe it here tonight because there really been some tough plays.
Pistons get lucky there, lost the ball, and Sidney Green found it in midair, fumbled it, and then threw it in. 114-111. 2:08 to go. They're within 3. Chicago with it. Jordan against John Salley. Out high to Paxson. Back to Jordan, top of the key. He'll try the shot from there. Drills it. That's money in the bank. Jordan has 42 points. 116-111.
In the last 18 games, he's been over 40 14 times. 14 out of 18.
And in 48 left, Isaiah drives to the Pistons. Puts up a right-hand hook on the run. He hit it.
What a great move. What a great move.
116-113. Isaiah pulls them back to within 3. Minute and a quarter left. Jordan against Salley. Drives to the baseline. Drives to the hoop. Lost it. Pulled it back down and put it in. Pistons want a timeout.
Well, they want to get it up to half court.
Isaiah doesn't see Chuck Daly calling for it. Isaiah goes baseline, throws it up short. Scramble for the rebound. Foul, Sid Green. Of course, the collision with Jordan. Now the foul's on Salley.
See, Chuck Daly wanted a timeout. Unfortunately, Isaiah was going up the middle and going to the opposite side of the floor. No one saw it because he was out in front. Salley definitely fouled coming over the back. But it's questionable whether or not you give the foul to Isaiah going to the basket, mainly at the other end of the floor. Michael Jordan has gotten every call going into the lane. And in regards to an offensive foul, no.
Pistons do take time out here. You'll be with 1:22 to go. Now they're down 5. 118-113. This is the Pistons Basketball Network. When the Pistons host the Celtics next Saturday, it'll be the second annual Schick Legends game. The NBA squad will feature people like Oscar Robertson and Connie Hawkins, and Pistons of yesteryear will face them like George Yardley, Archie Clark, Curtis Rowe, Willie Norwood, Bob Quick, Eddie Miles, and Walt Bellamy. That game starts at 7. Then the Pistons and Celtics after that. The NBA Legends game, Saturday, January 10th. Jordan at the stripe here. Will shoot a pair with 1:22 to go. And missed the first one. That helps. 118-113 Chicago. Everybody in Tampa Bay Pistons bench, including team physician Ben Palucci, made this trip in. And Jordan made the second. Now it's 119-113. Pistons down 6, 1:18 to go. Isaiah chased by Paxson, left wing. On the floor, down the lane. Throws it up off the high glass. No. Dantley rebounds. Back up. Yes. Adrian cuts it to 4. 1:08 left. Jordan's got it, though, for Chicago. Moves it to Banks, now to Paxson, back to Michael Jordan, right wing.
We're in a half-court trap here now. It's all out, trying to double team. The main thing is you don't want to give up an uncontested layup right now.
Their shot clock is down to 7.
They must shoot over you.
50 seconds left. Jordan leans to the baseline, missed the shot. Tapped out of bounds by Chicago. Pistons ball. 46 seconds left. And Chuck Daly wants timeout. 119 for Chicago. The Pistons 115. Timeout on the Pistons basketball. Nice late night lineup. Weeknights on TV 50 to 10 o'clock news. With Glenn Ray and Amir Makinson, and Sports with Ray Lane. Then the outrageous Joan Rivers at 11:30. It's outrageously noisy here in Chicago. They're all on their feet. Pistons down 4. Have the ball at midcourt. Full 24 on the shot clock. 46 seconds to go. Dantley to Dumars. Left wing to Isaiah. Near knockaway by Paxson. Isaiah freezes him with a fake. Fires from 22. Nope. Rebound Jordan. Off to Paxson. Isaiah steals it back court. But a foul's going to be called.
I'll tell you, that was a great defensive effort by Isaiah. Mainly because you had 31 seconds to go. You're trying for the steal. You know that they can run a lot of big time on you right now. You're forcing Paxson to make 2 foul shots. But what you're getting is a possible star player making a steal in the backcourt. A lot of people might say, well, he shouldn't have fouled at that time. Now, see, I don't agree with that. I believe that you could make the attempt. Sure. You could possibly come up with the steal.
And you might get the... Paxson, though, made both free throws, and the Pistons take another timeout. Now they're down 121 to 115 with 31 seconds to go. Timeout on the Pistons Basketball Network. This season, the Pistons are utilizing the services of next-generation technology out of Southfield, and also, of course, Thomas Cook Travel of 24-424 West McNichols in Detroit. They need some kind of whiz play here, down 6, 30 seconds left. Dumars looking to take a triple outside. Jordan on him, he forces it up, gets the heel, but no net. Out of bounds off Oakley, I believe. No, off the Pistons. Bulls ball, 20 seconds to go. Isaiah fouls Banks in backcourt.
Detroit set up two guys to come off for a three. Joe Dumars to the top of the circle and Isaiah in the corner. Neither one was really open to get off an uncontested shot. I thought that Chicago deserves a lot of credit because they defensive as well as you could defense.
We're going to pick an unsung hero, a player of the game, Hubie, and a spark plug of the game for Motorcraft and Murray's Discount Auto. I kind of like Joe Dumars for a spark plug. Didn't have much of a first half, but when they did rally, it was Joe who pulled the trigger.
Brought him back. He had 3 3-point plays for 9 points in that stretch.
Banks missed and then made. 122, 115, 18, 17, 16 seconds left. It's Dumars with it to the hole, at the hook on the run. 122, 117, 13 seconds to go. Michael Jordan being chased in the corner, chased down the baseline. Under, reverses, hit it. With 8 seconds left, Chicago by 7. Isaiah all the way down for the Pistons. Up and in with 2 seconds to go. 124, 119. Chicago by 5. Bulls go to midcourt. Jordan almost sunk it from there at the horn. That's your final score from Chicago. The Bulls 124 and the Pistons 119. This is the Pistons Basketball Network. Back live in Chicago at a rockin' and rollin' Chicago Stadium. This is George Blaha with Hubie Brown. The Bulls have beaten the Pistons 124 to 119. First, our Dunham Sports Unsung Hero for Detroit. And I think it's got to go to Adrian Dantley, who scored 22 points and was quite consistent all the way through tonight.
I thought that he had to work extremely hard to get the ball, and then he did a good job keeping us in the game, because outside of he and Isaiah, we were really struggling offensively.
Quiet 22 for Adrian Dantley. And Hubie, the Pistons player of the game for the Meyer Treasure Chest Jewelers, has to be the hometown guy. Isaiah Thomas played his heart out, scored 36 and had 13 assists in a losing cause.
Well, I think that Zeke rose to the occasion, you know, took on the battle with Jordan. Unfortunately for us, you know, we did a very poor job on our defensive board, which is uncharacteristic of this team. You know, when you lead the league on a defensive rebounding and then have a team dominate you getting second shots, well, it makes for a long night, and then you complicate that by the perimeter shooting that Chicago had in the first half. Makes a kind of uphill battle.
Speaking of numbers, Michael Jordan, 47 points, got a lot of calls, but he always does, and you got to expect that. Boy, is he a worker.
Yeah, that's the key. You know, for every young player who's out there right now, you're not just talking about a guy who scores. He's a rebounder. He double teams. He's the guy that's getting he leads the team in steals, and he is the best passer on the team if he can't take a good shot.
How do you feel about this as a wake-up call for the Pistons? They had won 4 in a row, 9 of 10. Last night, 129, 128 over New Jersey. Not a great defensive effort. Still, they got the win. Maybe they were starting to think they could win just by showing up.
I don't think that was the case at all. I really don't. I thought that the perimeter shooting and the offensive rebounding was devastating. And then Sellers, you know, the impact of Sellers and the fact that the young man gets 27 points and basically the majority of them were all facing the basket on jump shots. You're not accustomed to having a guy at that position taking you out that high and making all of these, you know, attempts. And I thought that he did an outstanding job for them. Then you always have to deal with the bulk work of an Oakley because the rebounding is going to be there night in, night out. So I thought that Cureton, Oakley, and Sellers working hard more than complimented Michael Jordan.
Well, folks, we saw Chicago win 124 to 119. They may have written a new page in their history book with Brad Sellers at center tonight. We'll wait and see. The Pistons still have won 4 of 5, 9 of 11, and their next one against the New York Knicks next Wednesday. Great working with you, Hubie. Let's do it again before the season's over.
Thanks very much, Judge. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Great job, Coach. Thank you all for looking in. Thanks to Harry Hutt, producer-director. This is George Blaha in Chicago, where the Bulls beat the Pistons 124 to 119. For Hubie and Harry, good night, everybody.
Detroit Pistons basketball was brought to you by Dumars, the complete sports outfitter, now with 8 Detroit locations and Grand Rapids. Our big names bring you in. Our low prices bring you back. By Michelob, exceptionally smooth Michelob. It could make tonight the best part of your day. By Renault and Jeep, official vehicles of the NBA. By the Michigan State Lottery. Somebody's going to win, why not you? By your neighborhood Kentucky Fried Chicken. When it comes to chicken, we're in a league by ourselves. We do chicken right. By the Kelly Springfield Tire Company. Kelly Tires, a good deal on a great tire. And by True Value Hardware Stores. More than just a name, it's our way of doing business.